Learn to draw a prehistoric tree that you can use in your dinosaur pictures. You'll need a pen and a pencil and an eraser. We're going to use the pencil to start off with to get the picture in the right position on the page. And we're going to do something like that, and then we're going to come out there, and we want a kind of a curve in there like that. And this is going to come up there and then kind of curve in like that. That should sort of do it. And then we want, I wasn't paying attention, we want that sort of roundabout there. It's really good to plan a drawing with the pencil, but make sure that you draw really, really gently. If you press too hard, you won't be able to erase the pencil lines later. Now here, we're going to draw, these are kind of dead leaves that sort of hang down like that. And we want more on this side. And so they kind of curve one way and then they curve another. And this one is sort of hiding behind there like that. And then we want leaves. Now these are going to be nice sort of plump, fresh leaves, these ones. And they're curving upwards like that. We can maybe have another one out there. And like that, and then we can have this extra row like that, and maybe we'll just sort of fill in between those sort of teeth. They're not teeth, they're leaves. And then we can have a line across there. Let's put that little line in there now. So we're going to do the same thing here. We want these sort of, they curve this way until you get to the middle, and then they curve the other way. So we can draw these up there like that. Now this one is just slightly behind. So let's start out this side here. And then that's going to sort of finish behind there. And then we can draw, oh, you had to sort of fit them in behind and fit them in sort of in between the teeth of the one below. And this is where we draw this sort of trunk of the tree, and it really is kind of shaggy like this. So you want to sort of draw this sort of shaggy kind of line, and this is why it's good to have the pencil there to follow along, you see. So that's going to be pointing out this sort of shagginess there like that. And now this this is the giant groundsel, which lives on Mount Kilimanjaro in East Africa. So we're going to have it just sort of growing out of the soil like that. So if we have a few sort of rocks and things, and maybe a few little bits of grass or something just growing up there. And then, if you're absolutely sure that the ink is dry, you can erase all the pencil lines because you don't need those anymore. And people will go, how did you get that so accurately drawn? You're a genius. So we're now going to just do a lot of scribbling, basically. It's a bit trickier here because we want to get this scribbling up into and under those. These are the dead leaves there. So they're going to be a kind of browny kind of colour, I suppose. And now we want to draw these kind of scribbly lines going from one side to the other. But by doing them in lines, it kind of gets that sort of, it's like each line is a year's worth of growth. So it sort of shows how it's grown over the years. So we can do that there. And again, be careful underneath the dead leaf bits here. And here what we're going to do is we're going to draw quite dark there, and then just not quite so heavy. Sort of take your hand off. Don't press so hard when you get to that bit there. And then underneath here we're going to have this quite dark again, scribbling away underneath the dead leaves that hang down. And then that can be really quite dark, and then we can make that a little bit lighter on this side, so you can press and draw close together and then further apart on the other side, and that makes it look darker on that side. And we carry on this side like that, and eventually we're going to get the two joining up together like that, And we'll get down to the bottom, all the way down. And there you go. We can maybe kind of draw some little things like that in there, in between sort of the triangles of the leaves. Like that. It'll just give a little bit more kind of shape to each individual leaf then. There we go. Now all you need to do now is colour in your giant groundsel and hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching and see you next time on Draw Stuff Real Easy.